Hi, it's Ms. Turner, and I'm going to continue our lesson for this week on text features. So yesterday we looked at all of the different types of nonfiction text features. We talked about titles, we talked about captions, headings, and I'm sure you can think of a couple more. So we're going to review those today, and we're going to read the same book we read yesterday, but today we're going to use those text features instead of just trying to find them. We're going to use them to answer some questions so we can learn how text features help us understand what we're reading. So I'm going to share my screen. And you should be able to see what I'm seeing in just a moment. So let's see. All right. And you should be able to see. So it says text features, and then I have a little picture of a cat reading a book because I like cats and I like to read, so I thought it was cute. So just like that cat, we're going to go ahead and dive in and start learning. So quickly, our learning target is I can use text features to answer questions about what I read. So instead of just finding them like we did yesterday, today we're going to use those text features. All right, I hope you already remember some of these. So we're going to quickly go through and review what they are. So we have a title page, which tells us what the book is going to be about, or the title on the front, which also tells us what the whole book is going to be about. We have the table of contents, which tells us what's in the book and where to find it. Headings, remember we touch our head because headings tell us are at the top usually of a page or a paragraph, and they tell us what that section of the book will be about. Labels. Labels point to different parts of a diagram or picture to help us learn what things are called. Next, we also have illustrations and photographs. They show us what we're reading about. So not only are we reading, we're also looking and learning from the pictures. Captions. Captions go with the photographs. They are a little bit more information about the pictures underneath. And charts was our last one. Charts take all the information we've learned and put it in one place so it's easy for us to understand. All right, so we're going to get to work using these text features. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the book that we read yesterday, Discover Water. So before we read, we want to try to remember anything we know about water already, because you guys have experiences with water. We encounter water every day. We drink water, we use water to wash our hands, we use water to wash our dishes, we use water to take a shower or a bath. Our animals drink water. So water is everywhere. Yesterday it rained a lot, and so we have water everywhere. We already know a lot about water. We know that water can be wet, it can be hard, it can be cold. We know all sorts of things about water. So before we even read and learn more, we've got a lot of knowledge in our head already. So I'm going to read through really quickly, and then we're going to go back to some of these pages and answer some questions using those text features. If you see a text feature when we're reading, so if you see a heading, I want you to touch your head. If you see a title, just give me a thumbs up. If you see a picture, I want you to do a thumbs up. I know I can't see you, but I want you to be looking for those text features as we read. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I see one already. All right. I see a heading, wet water. Drink it, spill it, splash it, spray it. Water is wet. It is a liquid. It is fun to splash in water on a hot summer day. Liquid water rains down from clouds. It rushes in rivers and fills lakes. Water can be found deep underground. It soaks deep into the ground. It swirls in the ocean and crashes on the shore. Water is also found above ground. Cold, hard ice. I see another heading. But liquid water changes. It gets cold, it freezes, it becomes hard ice. It can be smooth or bumpy. Ice chunks float on a lake. So I see some captions there as well. A snowflake is made of ice. It is full of holes like lace. When snowflakes pile up, they make white, fluffy snow. A snowflake usually has 6 sides. Snow blankets the ground on a calm winter day. The coldest parts of the earth are covered in sheets of ice. Glaciers creep over land. Giant ice chunks float on the Arctic Ocean. But ice changes. It warms up, it melts back into liquid water. A glacier is a slow-moving river of ice. The warm sun melts an icicle. Invisible water vapor. There's a heading again. If water warms up enough, it changes another way. It breaks up into bits too tiny to see. They float away. They become water vapor. Water vapor is a part of invisible air. Clothes dry because water has turned into water vapor. But then water vapor changes. It cools down. It forms tiny drops of liquid water. The drops may form in clouds in the sky or fog over land or dew that coats the grass in the morning. So this caption over here, we got to remember to read them, says fog is like a cloud that is close to the ground and dew sparkles in the sunlight. Amazing water, another heading. Most of Earth is covered by water, and it's a good thing too. Plants suck up water with their thirsty roots. People and animals slurp it up too. Every living thing needs water to stay alive. The blue areas are Earth's oceans. A tree's roots seek water up deep under the ground. Think of all the ways you use water for drinking, for cooking, for washing, for flushing. And water never runs out. It just keeps changing among its three forms. And I see another text feature there. I see a chart, the three forms of water right over here. It says water vapor is a gas. It is part of invisible air. Water is a liquid. It is wet. Ice is a solid. It is cold and hard. Awesome. So I hope you had your thumbs up a lot during our reading of that book because I saw a lot of text features. So we're going to go back now and we're going to look at some of those text features. So here I have the table of contents. And the question I have, I want to see if we can use this table of contents to answer my question. The question is, where would I look for more information on the different types of water? So if we look at our pages here, we have wet water, cold, hard ice, invisible water vapor, amazing water, the three forms of water. So if I want to learn about all the different types, this is one type, the wet water on page 4. Cold, hard ice, that's another type. Invisible water, that's another type. Amazing water, that could be it. But the three forms of water sounds like it's probably going to talk about all the different types of water all at one time. So if I wanted to learn more about the different types of water, I would flip to page 21. Awesome. So we use that table of contents to answer that question of where would we find more information on the different types of water. Right, let's keep going. This question says, what type of water is this page going to focus on? So if we look at I can use a couple of different text features to answer this question. So I see a heading that says wet water, and I see a picture that shows a little girl splashing in the water. And then over here, I see a bold word that says liquid. So there's a couple different text features I can use, but it's asking me what type of water is this page going to focus on? Well, the heading says wet water. So it's not going to focus on hard water or invisible water. It's going to be wet water. And I see that right here in the heading. And I also see it in the picture. So I just used two different text features to help me answer that question. All right, let's go to the next page. This question says, where can water be found? So if I'm looking at the pictures here, I can't really tell. This looks like a cave, but I'm not really sure. And this I can tell is a beach. So maybe those are two places. But remember, if we want more information about a picture, we can read a caption. So let's see if that gives us a better answer. Oh, water can be found deep underground. And water is also found above ground. So even though we used the picture, we needed to also use the caption to find more information to answer that question better. So where can water be found? It can be found deep underground and found above ground. We used the caption in the picture to answer that question. Wonderful. Next, this one asks, what is wet water called? Now, you'll remember this text feature is a chart. It's taken out of that last page of our book. So it says, what is wet water called? So if we look at this chart, this looks like wet water, and it says water is a liquid. It is wet. So wet water is called a liquid. So instead of having to flip back through the book to find the pages on wet water, we used this chart to look at the pictures in the chart and find the information quickly to answer that question. Wet water is called a liquid. Awesome. So now I want you to practice this on your own. So I want you to read this book again and use the text features to answer these questions on your own. Question number 1. On what page can you find special facts about water? Number 2. What is a glacier? And I gave you a hint. Use page 12 and 13. And the last question is, what is cold and hard water called? So after you answer each question, be sure to name the text feature you used to help you answer. So if you use a picture, make sure you say, I used a picture. If you used a caption, say, I used the caption to find the answer. And you can write these down or answer them out loud, whatever works for you. So enjoy going back, hunting for those text features, and answering questions to help you better understand. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I've enjoyed learning with you, and I'll see you next time.